Morning. In this session, we'll start Unit 2. Unit 2 and Unit 3 mainly focused on 8086 microprocessor. Unit 2 and Unit 3. Okay, in Unit 2, we'll see the processor architecture. Okay, so Unit 2, 8086 microprocessor. It is an integrated circuits. Microprocessors are available in the form of integrated circuits. ICs. This is an 8086 IC. It is a microprocessor. Okay, what is a microprocessor? Microprocessor is a computer processor, okay, that incorporates the functions of central processing unit and a single integrated circuit. Okay, microprocessor which accepts binary bits as input and process the input data according to given instruction and produce the output. That is the functioning of microprocessor. Microprocessors are used in computer as a CPU. In computers, microprocessor is nothing but CPU. Okay, microprocessors are used as a CPU. Okay, microprocessor functioning same as CPU. Okay, what are the main components in the CPU or microprocessor? The microprocessor contains digital circuits, sequential and combinational circuits. Okay, so what are the main components which contains registers, arithmetic logic unit, and control unit? Okay, so microprocessor takes the binary bits as input and process the input data according to given instructions and produce the output, which contains both sequential and combinational circuit. It is an integrated circuit. It is a computer processor. Okay, so there are so many different types of processor available. For example, if you take Intel processor, so many types are there. Intel, what are the different processor manufacturing companies? Intel and AMD, Motorola. Okay, let us see what are the different types of processor from Intel company. Okay, now, so the first microprocessor introduced in 1971 by Intel, that is 4004. The 4004 is the first microprocessor was introduced by Intel in 1971. It is a 4-bit microprocessor. It is also called as 4-bit microprocessor. The name of the processor is 4004. It is also called as 4-bit microprocessor. Why? Because it has 4-bit register. The data bus width is 4-bit. It has 4-bit register and also it has 4-bit ALU. That's why it is called as 4-bit microprocessor. That means it can handle at a time 4-bit of data. 4-bit of data. That means it can transfer at a time 4-bit of data between main memory and CPU. Okay, it is a 4-bit microprocessor. The clock speed was 740 kHz. Okay, and it has 2300 transistors. ICs are made up of transistors. Okay, so it could execute around 60,000 instructions per second. We can measure the CPU performance based on number of instructions are executing per second. So this 4004 microprocessor executing 60,000 instructions per second. Okay, this is the first microprocessor introduced by Intel in 1971. It is a 4-bit microprocessor. The name of the microprocessor is 4004. After that, so many processors introduced, and here next one is the Intel 8085. It is an 8-bit microprocessor. It is an 8-bit microprocessor. It was introduced in 1976. It is 8-bit microprocessor. The clock speed is 3 megahertz and it has 6,500 transistors. And what about computer the 8085 performance? It can execute 7,69,230 instructions per second, and it access 64 KB of memory. The number of address lines in 8085 16. Based on number of address lines, we can specify the memory address space. The memory address space is nothing but number of addressable locations in 8085. 64K, 64 KB. 64 KB is the address space of the 8085, the main memory address space of the 8085. So the memory capacity that depends on the number of address line. Here the number of address lines are 16. That's why 2 to the power of 16 is the memory capacity. And how many instructions are available in the Intel 8085? Total 246 instructions are available in the 8085. Okay, the 8085 is also called as 8-bit microprocessor. Why? It handles at a time 8-bit of data. The data bus width is 8-bit and it has 8-bit registers and also it has 8-bit ALU. 8-bit ALU is nothing but ALU performs 8-bit operations. The input number length is 8 bits and produce 8-bit output. Whereas 4-bit microprocessor contains 4-bit ALU. Now coming to what about 8086? 8086 is the fastest 16-bit microprocessor. So in our syllabus we will discuss 8086 microprocessor. Okay, so if you know one of the processor architecture, then we can easily understand the other processor architectures also. As for syllabus, we will discuss 8086 processor architecture and how to write, what are the instructions, what are the registers, and how to write assembly language. If you study one of the processor architecture, we can easily study the remaining processes also. Okay, so in 8086 is the first 16-bit microprocessor, which was introduced in 1978, and the clock speed, it is available 3 versions, 4.77 megahertz clock speed, 8 megahertz and 8 megahertz. Okay, and it has 29,000 transistors. It has 29,000 transistors. This is the, it has 29,000 transistors. Okay, and it has also multiply and divide instruction. Whereas in 8085 there is no multiply and divide instruction, but 8086 contains multiply and divide instructions also. 8085 is 8-bit microprocessor, whereas 8086 is a 16-bit microprocessor. So our 8086 16-bit microprocessor, after that so many processors are there. 80, 286, 186. 186 is the 16-bit microprocessor. 286 also 16-bit, and 386, 486, 32-bit microprocessor. 386, 80, 386. These are the different types of processors from Intel. Okay, 386, 486, and Pentium 1, Pentium 2. Pentium processor 64-bit microprocessor. 386, 486. 32-bit microprocessor, which can handle at a time 32-bit of data, whereas Pentium is 64-bit microprocessor. Pentium 1, Pentium 2, Pentium 3, Pentium 4, and coming to core processor, core to dual processor, all are 64-bit processor. Core to dual, like Core i3, i4, i5, i6, i7, i8, i9. Nowadays, these are the nowadays modern processors, very fastest processors. Okay, the performance is very high. Okay, so as per syllabus, we will discuss 8086 processor architecture. Okay, if you study one processor architecture, we can easily understand the other processor architecture also. Okay, so far just we discussed what is a microprocessor, what are the different types of microprocessor, and also we have seen what is the first microprocessor 4004, that after that 8085, 8086, so many processors are there. Okay, unit 2 mainly focusing on, according to our syllabus, unit 2 and unit 3 you have to study 8086 microprocessor. This is the syllabus of the unit 2. In unit 2 we will discuss, the first topic is the 8086 processor architecture, and also what are the registers are available in the 8086. In first unit we have seen one basic processor organization. In that process we have seen what are the instructions, what are the registers, what are the instruction formats, what are the addressing modes. We have seen instruction cycle, interrupt cycle. Now we will see specifically 8086 processor architecture. So what are the registers are available in the 8086, and what is the physical memory organization of 8086. The physical memory size of the 8086 is 1 MB. Okay, and general bus operations of 8086, and how the 8086 addressing the IO devices, that means IO addressing capability, and what are the special processor activities. And 8086 operates in 2 modes, minimum mode and maximum mode. Okay, we'll see, and timing diagrams of minimum mode and maximum mode. And next part is what are the machine language instruction formats. In first unit we have seen basic computer instruction format. Okay, here we'll see 8086 machine instruction formats. Okay, basic computer has fixed length instructions, whereas 8086 processor has variable length instructions, 1 byte instructions, 2 byte instruction, 3 byte instructions. Okay, here we'll see what are the different types of instruction formats are available in the 8086 microprocessor, and we'll see addressing modes. What is an addressing mode? We have seen in the first unit. In basic computer 2 addressing modes are available, whereas in 8086 contains so many addressing modes. We will discuss. Okay, addressing modes are used to locate the operands. Okay, next coming to instruction set of 8086. Every processor has its own Every different processor has its own instruction set. We have seen instruction set in the basic computer. Okay, we have seen 25 instructions in the basic processor. Here we'll see 8086 has so many instructions. We will discuss some basic instructions. What are the instructions are available in the 8086, and also what are the assembler directives? Assembler directives. Okay, so assembler directives and operate. That's about syllabus of the unit 2. These are the topics are to be discussed in the unit 2. Okay, now we'll start the 8086 processor architecture. Okay, so first, before going to architecture, first what are the features of 8086? It is a 16-bit microprocessor. Why? Because it has 16-bit data bus, 16 data lines, and 16-bit, all are 16-bit registers, and 16-bit ALU. That's why it is also called as 16-bit microprocessor. Okay, the number of, what about address bus width? Address bus width of the 8086 is 20-bit, whereas 8085 16-bit. Okay, so the memory capacity, the memory space, the memory address space, that depends on the number of address lines in the microprocessor. Okay, where 8086 has 20 address lines. Then what about number of addressable locations? So 1 MB, 2 to the power of 20. 2 to the power of 20 is equal to 1 MB. Okay, so total 1 MB locations. It can support up to 64K IO ports. The processor, it can access IO devices, and also it can access main memory. Okay, it access main memory in the similar way it can access IO devices. Whenever the processor wants to access IO devices, it sends an address. Okay, maximum it can support how many IO addresses? 64K IO addresses. 64K is nothing but 65,536 IO addresses. IO addresses are called as ports, IO ports. It can support up to 64K IO ports, and it provides total number of registers. We have seen first unit 2. What are the registers are available in the basic computer? Basic computer has 8 registers, whereas 8086 has 14 registers. All are 16-bit registers. The length of each register 16-bit register. Okay, total number of registers 14. The length of each register is 16, and word size is 16 bits. Word size is 16 bit. The word size, that depends on the data bus width. Number of data lines in the 8086 16 bit. That means at a time the processor can access 16 bit of data from the memory. That's why the word size is 16 bit. Okay, it has multiplexed address and data bus, AD0 to AD15. Here total address lines are A0 to A19. Out of 20 address lines, 16 address lines are multiplexed with data lines. That's why AD0 to AD5, AD0 to AD5. AD0 is the one signal, one pin, one signal at any time, which indicates either A0 address line or D0 line. Single line used for multiple purpose. That is nothing but multiplexed address and data lines. AD0 to AD15. AD0, AD15 at any time, which indicates either address lines or data lines, and A16 to A19. Okay, next. So 8086, it can operate in two modes, minimum mode and maximum mode. Minimum mode is nothing but single processor mode. Maximum mode is nothing but multi-processor mode. Okay, very important feature of the 8086 is it prefetches while executing the current instruction. It prefetches in advance. Read the instruction from the memory while executing the current instruction in advance. Read the next instruction from the memory. Okay, what is the advantage of this one? This concept is called as pipeline. Pipeline is nothing but basically the architecture has two blocks. One is execution unit, one is bus interface unit. Execution unit to execute the current instruction. At the same time, bus interface unit to read the next instruction from the memory. That means fetching the next instruction, executing the current instructions, both are performing simultaneously. It's nothing but pipelining. This feature is not available in 8085. This concept is called as pipelining. What is the advantage of pipelining? More than one instructions are executing simultaneously. Okay, so it requires plus 5 volts power supply, and this IC contains total number of pins in this IC 40 pins. And in coming sessions, what is the functioning of each pin we'll see. And address range. Total, what about total address? What is the capacity of memory? 2 to the power of 20. 2 to the power of 20. What is the address range? 0 to 2 to the power of 20 minus 1. The number of, how many address bits are there? 20 address bits. 20 address bits in the form of binary. What is the first address? 20 zeros. And what is the last address? 20 ones. So if you convert 20 bits into hexadecimal, how many hexadecimals are there? 5 digits. So what is the address range? The starting address is 50H in the form of 5 zeros H. H indicates this is it is a 5-digit hexadecimal number. So 20 zeros, 5 zeros H is equal to 20 zeros in binary. Okay, 20 zeros are converted into hexadecimal. So the starting address is 5 zeros to what about last address 5F. This is the address range of memory in 8086. So memory is a byte addressable. What is the byte addressable? Every byte has a address. Every byte has a address. Total number of bytes 2 to the power of 20 bytes, and every byte has a address. Okay, now we'll see 8086 processor architecture. 8086 processor microprocessor which contains two functional units. It is divided into two main blocks. What are they? Bus interface unit to execution unit. 8086 internally the 8086 architecture is divided into two functional units: bus interface unit and execution unit. Now we'll see architecture diagram. See, this is the 8086 internal architecture. This is this block. This is the bus interface unit. This one is the execution unit. 8086 architecture has two functional units, two blocks: bus interface unit, execution unit. Okay, so what is the purpose? What is the functions of bus interface unit? Bus interface unit handles the all bus operations. Okay, it performs, it handles all the transactions of data and addresses on buses per execution unit. Okay, that means bus interface unit fetch the instruction from the memory, read the data from the memory, write the data into the memory. It can communicate with IO device also, take the data from the input devices and send the data to output devices under the direction of execution unit. Execution unit tell the bus interface unit which instruction is to be fetched from the memory, which data is to be written into the main memory, which address is to be written. Okay, everything under control of execution unit. Okay, so bus interface unit handles all bus operations. It performs all bus operations: fetch the instructions, fetch the instruction from the memory, and read the data from the memory, write the data into the memory. These are the operations are handled by bus interface unit under control of execution unit. And what are the components in the bus interface unit? This is the adder, address adder, address adder. The length of the address bus in the 8086 is 20 bit. Okay, but we are maintaining 20 bit address using 16 bit registers, using a 16 bit registers. What are the 16 bit registers? One is segment register and second one is offset registers. Okay, so this component generates the 20 bit address. This address circuit take the two 16 bit registers. One is segment register, one is offset registers. In the coming session, we will see some examples how the 8086 generates 20 bit address using two 16 bit registers. So what is the functioning of this one? Generating the 20 bit address. And also which contains, bus interface contains segment registers: code segment register, data segment register, stack segment register, extra segment register. Okay, these segment registers contains the starting address of the segment. If it is a code segment register, it contains the beginning address of the code segment register. Okay, is it clear? And one more, it contains IP, which contains the offset address of the code segment. And one more component, instruction stream byte queue. Instruction stream byte queue. The length of the instruction stream byte queue is 6 byte. Okay, execution unit execute the instruction. At the same time, bus interface unit to fetch the in advance, fetch the 6 bytes of instruction code from the memory. Those 6 bytes are stored into the instruction stream byte queue. From this queue, the execution unit read the instructions. Okay, from this queue, execution unit take the instruction bytes. Okay, so what is the advantage of instruction stream byte queue? It supports pipelining. What is pipelining here? Pipelining nothing but executing the current instruction, at the same time read the next instruction from the memory. Here overlapping, fetch cycle, execute cycle, both are overlapping. So what is the advantage? The system speed will improve, the execution speed will improve. Okay, and that's about bus interface unit. And coming to execution unit, what are the components in the execution unit? To control system, control unit, generate the control signals, and ALU execute the operations. ALU, which perform the arithmetic and logical operations, and which contains different types of registers. general data register, general purpose registers. Here AX, BX, CX, DX. These four are general purpose registers, and also 8086 contains 8-bit registers also. AX is divided into two 8-bit registers, ALU, AH, and BX is divided into BLU, BH. The combination of ALU, AH is a 16-bit. If you combine AL, AH, that is AX, 16-bit register. Similarly, BLU, BH, CLU, CH, DLU, DH. The purpose of each register we will discuss in the coming sessions. Okay. And coming to one more category, pointer registers to store the offset address of the memory segments, and index registers also holding the offset address. Okay. And flag register. These are the components of the execution unit. What is the functioning of execution unit? To generate the control signals, decode the instructions, and execute the instructions. These are the functions of execution unit. Okay, that's about the architecture of Intel 8086 microprocessor. Okay, thank you.